The pillars stand, yet hollow is their stone. The markets rise, yet trust is overthrown. The wheel still spins, though balance long is lost. The centre breaks, unheeded is the cost. The voice is still, yet thunder gathers near. The temple's veil is thin, the ark unclear. The land walks on as though the covenant whole, yet weight unseen corrodes the nation's soul. The king arose and crowned himself by might. What should be dawn was clothed instead in night. The breath of peace was traded for command, and mercy bent to bind the guilty band. The orders fell like tablets cast aside, the living law dismembered, sanctified. The wheel began already set to break, a false beginning born for power's sake. The body struck was silent in its pain, its members cut, yet none cried out again. The organs lost were counted strength, not loss. The altar cleared, but barren stood the cross. The nations turned, the tariff struck in kind, yet Zion's ear grew heavy, dumb and blind. The wound was sealed, but never washed with tears. The seed of ruin sank with passing years. The house was dressed in silver, bright with flame, yet underneath its beams were not the same. They called it wealth, this vapour in the sky. The gambler's dice exalted, sanctify. One tongue decreed, and many tongues were hushed. The river froze, yet underneath it rushed. The mask of calm concealed the breaking ground, the silence deep, though tremors shook around. The day they named as freedom bound instead, a yoke of iron laid on every head. The nations struck, the markets reeled in fright, the temple walls were shaken in the night. The judges spoke, the ruler turned away. The law despised, rebellion crowned the day. The body's limbs were scattered to the flame, and ruin quickened, clothed in freedom's name. They spoke of wounds, but only to disguise. They named the harm, yet turned away their eyes. The people's grief was sold as sacrifice, the lie was crowned, and truth was made its price. The altars rang with songs of false acclaim, the markets rose on vapour, not on grain. Illusion thickened walls began to bend, the hurt endured, rehearsed but never mended. The channels closed, the waters could not flow, the burden pressed with nowhere left to go. The prophets warned, inspectors cried in vain, the watchmen slain, their towers rent in twain. Yet in the courts of trade the people cheered, the hollow joy of riches they revered. The bottleneck grew tight, and the silence, well, it was loud. The storm unseen prepared to break its shroud. They clothed their care in garments dyed with lies, and you know they fed the poor with shadows, not with prize. A bill was made, but justice lost its place, and a mask of law concealed a lawless face. They loosed a scroll, yet held its heart within, and stirred revolt where once had rested kin. The people marched, while the rulers turned to play, and Babel rose to scatter speech that day. They poured out words like water from a jar, yet hid the wine that told the truth afar. The king made peace, but bent it into chains. The altar cracked, and injustice held the reins. The nations mocked, the allies turned away, and the people's trust dissolved like mist at day. Illusions broke, and the fragments could not bind. The wheel spun loose, unmoored from heart and mind. 8 months were sealed, a scroll of ruin told of seeds once sown in January's cold. Each act a step that bent the ark to dust, and each silence, well, it was proof of covenant's mistrust. The prophet's cry return, O stubborn land, lay down the rod, let mercy guide the hand. For truth half told will never heal the wound, and wheels unbroken soon lie on the ground.